Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Rikaru Watches Anime, with me, the Animaster Rikaru, and as always, our co-host Rusty. Hey Rusty.
Hello.
And this week,
How
guys,
are
this
you?
is episode number 21. Just gonna talk right over you because I don't give a shit.
I didn't want there to be an awkward silence after I said hello, that's why I was going to continue, and then you continued at the
And
same
then
time.
I continued. Because we're so good at this, and we're totally in sync.
Yep. Well, we started the recording at the same time, so up top.
Yeah. But anyway, this is episode 21 of our podcast here, and we are going to be continuing our series on Ruby. Everyone loves Ruby, and yes, as I said last time, as we both said last time actually, this is a podcast about anime. I'm going to call Ruby an anime. Rusty's going to call Ruby an anime. Yes, we're aware it wasn't made in Japan, but we don't care. We really don't care. It's
just
really
a
good.
style of animation.
Yeah, it refers literally to a style of animation, usually from Japan, but not always.
We read the definition last time, so
yeah, I read the definition off Google. It doesn't have to technically be from Japan to be considered anime. So get off your elitist high horse and just watch some good anime, bruh.
Yeah. Think of the people in Paris at the moment, man.
That was the worst possible way to bring that up.
Oh, I know. I was debating so hard whether to say that.
God. You're almost as bad as American politicians. Yep.
I was going to bring up African starving children instead, but I didn't. So instead I brought up a terrorist attack.
Anyway, because he rudely brought it up, since
that
it's
was just my
topical
way
right
of
now,
censoring myself, was to make it better.
Even though this video is going to go up much
better
after the event happened, we're recording this like day after the attack in Paris, and all the prayers and all the good wishes to the people and the victims. That's some hot loose horse shit going on right now, and just fucking sucks. That moment of silence was absolutely appropriate.
Yep.
But let's stop being depressing.
Just stay strong, people in Paris, and stay safe, too.
Yeah.
So. And
I promise you, neither of us will make any jokes during this episode or on Twitter about the French surrendering.
Ooh. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Or calling the Germans for help.
Ooh.
I mean, the Germans just kind of walk in anyway.
Oh, did you know, yesterday was the first, or it might have been, no, it was today, was the first day that Disneyland Paris was closed since 1992 because of the terrorist attacks. So that happened. I mean,
if you're going to have a reason to be closed, that's a pretty good one.
Oh, yeah, like about 200 people dead. I don't know exact numbers with how the news reports go and stuff, and I'm not exactly up to date on news. I learned it from Twitter, so...
Yeah, I saw some people on Twitter, like, retweeting every time they got a new casualty and hostage count, and I'm like, is that what you're keeping track of here? Because that's really sick. Like...
Oh, yeah, they use it as a numbers game to see who can get the most views and upvotes as it is.
And it's like, have a little decency. I'm a horrible person. I watch hentai. But even I didn't do that.
I watched Onichichi, but even I wouldn't go that far.
Hell, I watched Onichichi several times.
I'm watching it right now. No, I'm kidding.
I could be watching it right now. You don't know.
We just hear a fapping sound in the background, and we're like...
You just hear me, like, draw in my breath very sharply and go silent for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
You know what happened.
You fell down some stairs.
Yes. That's exactly what I meant.
Mm-hmm. He learned something very surprising and just went...
I was reading Twitter and saw people tweeting about Paris and was like... People like this exist.
You know that first time I saw that Paris symbol on the Eiffel Tower in the circle? I thought it was an anarchy symbol. And I was like, are people being that cruel to tweet about anarchy at a time like this?
Oh my God.
And
I would so be upset if that was anarchy.
Well, it looks like it if you don't know what it
I
is.
could see it if you like weren't aware of it and someone just used it completely like out of context, like they just tweeted that symbol.
Like, I'm not gonna say who I saw it, but someone tweeted it, and I looked at it because my computer was like sitting on my bed, and I was walking in my room. I look over and I just see like an A that looks kind of like the anarchy symbol in black. Just
Yeah,
what the fuck, man? And then I go over and I realize it's the Eiffel Tower, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just about to rage tweet at you, but
My Twitter is like really weird because I was looking at it and in between the people fatality polling, which is disgusting, there was also this one girl I follow being like, I have family in Paris and they haven't updated any social media or answered any texts or calls or emails. Can someone please tell me where they are? And I'm like, oh fuck, people I know are affected by this.
did you see me retweeting
nuts.
the embassy hotlines?
Yes.
Yeah, I retweeted that.
Totally forgot to do that, and I should have, but like, I only have 10 followers, so it's not.
Yeah, I only have
shouldn't say it's
6,
not
but if those
it's
6
not
have someone there, then I just helped.
Yeah,
So that's all.
I was going to do it, but then I saw the girl who was tweeting about it also was tweeting the embassy hotlines, so I was like, okay, at least she knows.
Okay, yeah. And I originally, actually, I didn't learn it from Twitter. I learned it from our friend that was a co-host, but didn't give us the audio. I'll just call him Ginger, so I don't have to keep going with that. So
I sure hope he listens to this and he'll hate you for it.
So the Ginger, just told me about it while I was playing Fallout 4 and talking with him while he was playing it. And I was like, he's like, oh, you probably shouldn't be playing that because it probably doesn't feel good with the Paris attack. I'm like, what Paris attack? And I just learned about 200 people's dead. I'm like, alright, thank you for that. You made my night.
Yeah. It's just like, thanks, bro.
I was gonna
it's
check
really hard
Twitter
to
before I
slaughter
go
these
to
raiders
bed.
while I'm playing. While I hear about this, you know.
No, the worst was I was holding the Fat Man, so I was gonna shoot a mini nuke. Oh god.
Ooh, topical.
And then I thought he was joking. I didn't think he was being serious. Because I was texting him, I wasn't talking to him.
Yeah.
So I responded in a way that I won't make the jokes here. They're not something that should be said about a terrorist attack. And then I learned they were real. I was like,
just be
oh
glad
god,
you weren't
I'm
like
so
tweeting
sorry
him
for
about
those
it.
jokes.
Like, just be glad
They
you weren't
weren't
tweeting him about
horrible.
it. And I don't mean like
Oh, yeah.
direct messaging on Twitter. I mean
I don't
like
even
just
know
like
his
having a
Twitter,
Twitter
if he has one.
conversation. Just like, oh, you just got so harsh wrecked. Anyway, guys, so in case you
Yeah, I'd
forgot,
feel like Donald Trump.
feel like what?
I'd feel like Donald Trump.
God, that we make it a point not to talk about politics here because everybody has a different view of politics.
We're just gonna
and
mention that he
people get
is a
upset.
moron. Just that.
I'm not going to say what my views are on politics or anything like that. Neither of us are. But we will say, whatever you think of what Donald Trump stands for and what the kinds of shit he says, what he tweeted after the attacks, I believe the direct quote was, funny how something like this happens in one of the countries with the tightest gun control in the world.
Yep, that sounds right.
It's like, I mean, the ambassador who replied to him got it right. You utterly insensitive, repugnant pile of human trash. I don't care how much you want to win the presidency. You don't just be like, yeah, see, this proves I'm right. They have gun control laws and this kind of stuff still happens. No. When people are dead, asshole.
Yeah, I believe the French ambassador called Trump a vulture.
Yes.
I believe that was his word.
And it's accurate because he's just like ripping off the carrion. Literal carrion. Ugh, it's just like sickening.
I feel sorry for vultures everywhere.
Yeah, no offense to actual vultures. You guys aren't as bad as this one.
Oh, but I remember there was someone that was talking about the Paris attacks, and they were like, Donald Trump was elected president tonight. And I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I was like, that is... They can't wait if they like until next November for the actual balloting, but Donald Trump was elected president tonight was her actual tweet. I'm reading it right now.
Oh, wow. This is just...
How does one say illegal immigration is an act of love in French? That's a quote from her.
shit.
That's Ann Coulter. So.
I mean, I agree with calling this person out on that. Like
Originally, I wasn't gonna say her name, and then I read that tweet, and I was like, nope.
No, calling you out, Ann. What in the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously, what the shit was that?
You just look her up on Twitter at Ann with a capital A, Coulter with a capital C, Coulter. So, no spaces. Just look at those tweets. She tweeted a bunch last night.
I mean, I really like this country a lot, but when I hear people like that, God, the government needs a depopulation list.
Oh, yeah.
And they can just source it from Twitter.
She's an author.
She
Ann Coulter
is an author. And the things she writes are going to be on the internet forever.
Her reply to someone tweeting, maybe guard the border before the massacre, was, I don't think walls are particularly effective.
Oh my god. Whatever your views are on foreign policy, this is not the time to be having a political argument about terrorist attacks.
So, you guys, she's tweeted 14,000 of these amazing tweets over her lifetime on Twitter. So if you want to just...
Clearly proving her high level of education and great manners and sense of respect.
Too bad there was no concealed carry permits anywhere in Europe since
really
1818.
Oh my god.
That was 2 days ago. So before the terrorist attack, she tweeted that. So she's not even just tweeting because of the terrorist attacks. She's literally just tweeting these stupid... I'm not going to tell my views, but these are idiotic at points.
I'm going to link this video to her. I'm going to message her on Twitter with the link to this video, and I'm going to say right now, Ann, you're garbage. Really, saying that kind of stuff is absolutely disgusting. I'm not going to say what my views on gun control laws are, and I make some pretty vulgar jokes on the show, and I say a lot of things because it doesn't usually come back to affect me. But even I don't make bad jokes about massive terrorist attacks. This would almost be considered the French 9/11.
It kind of, yeah, it really is, because there was a concert, a football stadium, football as in European football, or everywhere else but American football.
Yeah.
And there was 6 locations in total that were fucked up.
And the other thing is, I highly doubt it, but if any psycho jihadists out there are watching this, here's my advice to you right now. Before you get back to jacking off to goat porn, I want you to take that AK-47 you're firing into the air, stick it under your chin and squeeze the trigger until the slide clicks. Got it? Good.
By the way, her response to one of the news reports, she retweeted, or tweeted at it.
Okay.
And she responded with, but it'd be too expensive to deport them. That's not an adult, in quotations, solution. So she's just like telling, it's too much to deport them, but we should still get rid of all of them.
Okay, that's one thing I'll say. I don't like France's open border policy. I don't think it's very smart. But how shitty can you possibly be? Oh, God. This is just garbage.
Here's I'm just gonna read one more quote and then we'll get on with the episode.
Please, I don't want to hear this much more.
Why does no one say the obvious thing on TV? It's insane. Don't want terrorism in U.S.? Stop importing Muslims. Quote by Ann Coulter, November 13th, 2015.
I'm cringing right now.
No, the tweet under that is Trump 2016.
I watch tentacle hentai. I am admitting that right now on the internet. I do that, and that is making me cringe. That's actually visibly upsetting.
If you remember, can you please put her Twitter account in the description just so people can go look at this?
I I'm going to pull her up on Twitter right now so I don't forget.
At Ann Coulter. If you need me to spell that, just ask. I'm tempted to retweet them and then just tell about how stupid it is. But
And with 2 N's?
yes. And no E after it, like some people, but
Okay.
like a silent E. Stupid.
Let's see if I can find the right one. It's definitely not this one that only has 1 tweet.
No, it's ANN, no spaces, COULTER. And she has 700,000 followers.
What?
704,000 followers.
What?
Yep.
Oh my god.
4 hours ago, she tweeted, "The universal values we share with third,
No, don't even read that one. I'm looking at it right now. Don't even read it.
Oh my
Don't
gosh,
even
I
read
didn't even read the whole thing. I
I'm-
was just gonna read. Oh god.
I am reading. Oh!
So you can see I've been reading the not so bad ones because I've been going all the way through them. I didn't read all the way through that
shit.
one until now. Shit. And then she
I'm
talks
a
about death metal.
ruthless- I'm a ruthless anarchist who generally advises murder as a good idea.
Oh my god.
But what?
How did this happen? French people ran on the street with sign that said, Jesus Charlie. Why didn't that stop this? Oh my god, why is she tweeting this stuff?
Oh my god.
Trigger words. She talked about trigger words.
This bitch needs a filter. And by filter, I mean a pistol whipping. Holy god.
Oh, we can't even deport. Oh my god.
Christ.
She talks about child rape, first off.
She makes jokes about diversity is strength, the slogan, and in the worst. Oh my god. This is actually... Why did I look at this? Why am I still looking at this?
You see how
Let's
the
watch
diversity
anime.
is strength one? Look at the tweet 2 down from it.
Oh, what the hell?
It talks about trigger words.
Yeah, it does.
This,
Oh my god.
this might just be an episode of us talking about this.
I mean, we've been going for like 15, 18 minutes about this, but
Jesus Christ, this is awesome.
holy shit.
These are horrible.
Like, I
Is there a CD
I'm
version of your book? There's an Audible. It's fantastic. Whole book read by moi. She used... Oh my god.
Alright, I'm not even gonna wait for the episode of the podcast. I'm gonna tweet at her right now.
Please fucking do.
Alright, excuse me, miss.
You only have 140 characters to tell off this bitch. How will you do
Yeah.
it? I'm going to her website quick just to see what this is. Oh, she kind of has... so you can look at all her tweets on the website. Her book is Adios America.
This is the kind of person who was raised in the South, who's never drank a glass of milk in their life, and just slammed straight moonshine for their whole life while they were screwing their cousins, until she got to the point where she found an internet cafe at a Starbucks and learned how to use Twitter.
I just found the best thing about her, okay?
First they had to teach her how to read.
I found the best thing ever. This is awesome.
What?
So when you buy an autographed copy of her book, Adios America, you can also send one to a member of Congress. Your choices. Your U.S. representative. Senator Marco Rubio. Senator Mitch McConnell. Mick Connolly. Wow, Connell. Wow, I can't speak. I'm just laughing too hard. Speaker
I'm
John. I almost said Boner. But never trust a liberal over 3, especially a Republican. He wrote that. Demonic: How the Liberal Mob is Endangering America by Ann Coulter. It's a #1 New York Times best-selling book.
That's bullshit and a lie. I claim false
No,
advertising.
she's the #1 New York Times best author. It's not the book that's the best.
Still.
She has a book called Mugged, that talks about racism from the 70s to Obama. So it's all about,
She probably could write a comprehensive history on that, considering she was probably at the center of all of it.
oh my gosh, she has speeches. Do you want me to read her, like, just a
No.
quick biography?
Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna do, and then we're done. We're watching anime. I want to feel better about myself right now, and about this whole planet at the moment. This is my exact tweet. You can look at this on my Twitter.
Alright, I'm going there
Miss,
right now.
this is at Ann Coulter. Miss, you are exactly what is wrong with this planet. This kind of insensitive, uninformed, moronic garbage that makes me sick. Done. That... I can't believe someone like that would say that kind of stuff.
She wrote 11 New York Times bestsellers.
I hope she replies to me. I hope she tries to hate me and get me flamed for that, because I will fight with everything I have.
She talks about cases against Bill Clinton. Liberal lies about the American right.
Okay, I'm not going to say what party I'm to or for or anything, because honestly I don't care. I tend to be an independent when it comes to politics, because I honestly...
Oh my god.
I have a military view of politics, and I don't like politicians in general, and I was against the assault weapons ban in the United States, because I didn't think there was a real point to it. But... oh, the things she says are just awful. Did you see me making school shooting jokes after that happened? No.
I think I made one like...
She's doing it.
I made one
She's
recently,
doing it.
and I got like so much hate from that. Just in real life, not even on...
Like, no offense, good. If you let something like that slip, if you make like if you say something that becomes insensitive once as like a slip of the tongue, okay, you get flacked for it, and then it's over. Nothing
that
happens.
happens to me.
She has thousands of tweets.
Oh yeah, at first I thought maybe like the first tweet I read, maybe it was a one-time occurrence that she said something stupid. Then the news article had a list of all her stupid quotes. She has on her website, under her life story, reporters who are allowed to interview Anne again. She has a list of reporters that are allowed to interview her.
This
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 are allowed to interview her again. Nope, wait, 7. 7 are allowed to interview her again after.
people really, really hate Scott Walker for running for president, and these people like Miss Coulter, are allowed to live in the United States.
She has her own forum.
Alright, you know what I want you to do, viewers. ! Twitch raid that forum.
It is. I'm gonna tweet out the thing, so you guys can go get it.
Okay. We've been going on for like 25 minutes. This is probably a really boring episode if you're not interested in world politics or whatever right now. So we're gonna watch some anime. As soon as Rusty's done tweeting more hate.
Twitch raid that forum.
Justified hate.
Of that ignorant woman.
I realize I used improper grammar in my tweet.
Oh, I almost did just now, but I fixed it.
I realized that was unnecessary, but you know what? I'm a little upset right now.
She has 11 users online. I'm gonna come check this later, and hopefully there will be like another 5, because that's our fan base.
We don't have a big fan base, and I'm not going to sit here and claim that this show can affect a lot of people, But you know what?
Sometimes we get
Miss
people that
Coulter,
retweet
if you watch
us.
this, I would like to offer a polite disposition. I want you to imagine that someone breaks into your home and murders your entire family while you watch. And then, I want you to imagine me walking into your house and making Batman jokes. That's what you're doing to hundreds of people. Think about that. And then, just to pull you back from the brink of throwing yourself off the building now that you've realized what you've done, I want you to go and apologize. I'm calling you out on this. You are going to apologize on Twitter for this trash. This is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna find something that maybe one person said something bad. I was actually looking for the original tweet from Donald Trump, and I found something much worse. But
You know, maybe this should be just like a separate episode, like
that's
rant on
that
Paris
was actually
attacks.
what I was thinking.
Maybe that's what we should do.
And then we can upload it sometime soon.
Upload it separately. I'll upload it tomorrow. I'll upload it with episode 19 that's going up tomorrow.
Yeah, let's just do that. So you guys get
Yeah.
this little special episode.
So, like, if you guys
watched.
don't want to listen to
It's
us
just a
talk
half an
about
hour
politics-
episode at this point.
Yeah, it is. Let's do that. So I'm just going to cut this here. We're going to upload this as a separate thing. This is probably going to be one of the last times we talk about politics like this on this show, but after seeing that, I had to.
Yeah, this
I
was
absolutely
this
had
is
to.
the French 9/11, and then this woman said these things about it. She
Yeah.
tweeted, I would say about 15 times. Would that be about right? Yesterday, on
Yeah.
the Paris attacks, and they were
Yeah.
all horrible tweets. And so,
God. This is just.
and by the way,
disgusting.
I went down to some of her older tweets. Her views haven't changed over the years. She's been
Oh
that
no.
way.
I was looking at it.
Her
I'm seeing it.
her first book from 1998 was about against liberals and against Bill Clinton. So it was a New York Times bestseller. I saw that on her book, and I read her small life story, her biography, which was I wrote 11 books. And these are the people that can interview me because the rest hate me.
This is so stupid. Oh, this one is rich. Okay, this one's amusing, and I just have to say it. She retweeted a tweet from some dude. I'm not going to say his name because we're already flaming enough people in this, but someone is talking about how gas was used in an attack. I don't know if it's about London. This is an old tweet, or Paris. This is an old tweet, but it's talking about a terrorist attack where they used gas. And they're like, they pumped gas into the building before raiding it, right? Yes, and the real disaster was they refused to tell the doctors who showed up to the scene after they'd been arrested what the gas was so they could help the people. Derp, 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 derp. Are you fucking retarded?
I just searched Ann Coulter in the search Twitter, and she has some top news about her right now in 2 recent tweets.
Terrorists don't tell the people trying to save the people they're trying to kill what kind of gas they used.
Oh my god. When you search Ann Coulter, the account next to her is Donald Trump. Oh my
Are
god.
you sure this?
Oh my
Are you sure this chick? Oh, look, here's a picture of her being on Fox News. Why am I not surprised?
Why does no one say the obvious thing on TV? It's insane. Don't want terrorism in the U.S. Stop importing Muslims. You know that quote I read?
Uh-huh.
That was like 6.6 thousand times. To be exact, 6,597 times. But then these people, they typed, does Ann Coulter write hate monger as her occupation on her taxes? Hashtag GOP. Does Ann Coulter file taxes? Hashtag GOP.
Yeah. Can Ann Coulter do her taxes? Did she graduate high school? Did she ever go
I'm
to
actually
school?
going to tweet that quick.
What? Can she even file taxes?
Yeah. And then I'm
Like, I usually don't do this kind of like public insulting of people, but what? What? Huh? Huh? I'm just like scrolling through this. This is frickin'
And then hashtag GOP. There you go, everybody. Oh, I almost misspelled her name. Fixed it.
Ooh, no, this is good. This is good. She doesn't use political correctness here, so I'm going to make it correct for her. This is what she says.
Oh, just imagine it worse, everybody.
I wonder if African American voters would like a candidate who promises to stop the flood of foreign workers taking their jobs. I want you all to think about that for a second.
I just facepalmed.
What? What? Can't thou even read? What?
Oh my god.
Do I even need to explain why that one is stupid?
And everyone remember, it's not even politically correct how she put it.
No.
Ryan had to make it politically correct for her.
I made it politically correct.
I just...
Oh my god. I can't even right now.
We usually don't do this, but we found something that's very ignorant and very stupid.
Just
I don't care
completely
that
uninformed.
I don't care that she hates liberals. I don't care about her views.
Yeah, no, whatever.
But the way she says it and the way she forces it upon other people is where I'm
blatant.
mad. Oh yeah,
blatant.
There's no filter
racism,
here.
Uninformed bigotry, hate, all kinds of trash that is clearly unresearched and completely unbacked by fact.
Like, I can be very unfiltered at times, but even I wouldn't go this far about my views.
Hey, Rusty, you ever take an economics class?
Yes, I did, yes.
Do you know how supply and demand works?
Uh-huh.
How does supply and demand work? Let's explain it for the viewers. So, supply and demand is the law that when you have high demand and low supply, prices for the item that are low on supply rise.
Yes.
When you have high supply and low demand, prices fall.
Correct.
Because there aren't people who want to buy the thing that you already have
and
too
you
much
have
of,
a
therefore
lot
you
of
have to lower your price.
Yeah.
This is a direct quote. You want a higher minimum wage? ? Turn off the spigot of low-wage workers pouring into the U.S. and it will rise on its own through the iron law of supply and demand.
That's not how it works.
What? Okay, she's trying to make the point that if there are fewer workers, fewer people working in the United States, wages will rise. Which sounds like it'd be correct on the surface, but let me put it to you this way. How many children do you think are born in the United States every single day?
It's hundreds.
Thousands. How many people do you think enter the job market every single day in the United States who aren't even immigrating, who are simply have been living in the United States their entire life? Thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands, every single day. The job problem has nothing to do with the number of people who want jobs. It has to do with the number of people. It has to do with the number of jobs being produced.
Correct.
What? Okay. It doesn't matter what wages are, because jobs will pay employees what they can to hire the maximum number of employees. Wage is determined by the business's income, not by the number of people applying to that business or the skill of the people working there.
This lady.
I'm not even out of college. We are still students, and I can see that.
Yeah. I don't... You're probably right that she was raised in the backwoods. She's a redneck.
Wow. I want to know where she was born.
I know she lives in, L.A., so... I apologize, Los Angeles.
Oh, I found an almost valid point. She got this one half right. That's the best I've got. Is she got one half right.
Mm.
Okay.
What did you say?
She's talking about how a while ago there was a case of a child rapist
Correct.
who was not deported.
Mm.
The fact that, yes, I agree with her that child rape is terrible and awful, and the people who do that should be punished, if not killed.
That is
for
100%
that.
agreed on by society.
That is something I think everyone can get behind. But the fact that he's Hispanic, again, not the word she uses, but I have some human decency left in my body, she wants him deported. She makes it about race. What part of justice would that be? What any kind of justice would that be?
That's actually not even teaching a lesson. Like,
No. How do you think Miss Coulter, how do you think the family of that child would feel if they were like, yeah, your child was raped by this man. What are we going to do? We're going to kick him out of America. Send him to someplace else where he could probably do it to other people's kids. That's what you want. I want you to put yourself in that situation and imagine that. For even a second, pretend you have empathy and pretend you're a human being and not some kind of horrible space alien who doesn't understand how humans work. And imagine what that would be like. And again, apologize. This needs an apology. And I'm sure there are other people like this woman out there. And I just physically try and avoid them as much as possible.
yeah. She's kind of pissing both of us off right now, too.
This is very upsetting.
Oh yes, I'm
Oh, of course she retweeted my favorite Trump quote. Oh, I'm not even going to read it. I can't even say that one out loud. It would make me very angry to say it. Okay, getting away from this. This has been a weird episode of Rikaru and Rusty talk about politics, I guess. This is all we're going to say about it, and wow, this is just really upsetting.
What are we gonna... How do we even title this? Rikaru talks about politics?
I'm just going to say, like, Rikaru and Rusty shooting the shit on Paris attacks or something.
Oh, yeah. Because it started out we were going to watch a Ruby episode, we got into the Paris attacks, and it led to this. And I'm so sorry.
This is just going to be like a bonus episode. Not titled episode.
I'm both happy I found it, and extremely sad that I found it. I'm happy because we brought it to attention, and it's not something that's just hiding away in the recesses of Twitter.
Like, I can tell you that if Miss Coulter replies at all to us, and she probably won't at all because she's got a ton of followers apparently for some insane, unfathomable reason. She's going to be like, look at these two idiots with like 12 subscribers on YouTube. What could they possibly do? How do they think they can lecture me? Look at all my Twitter followers. Who do they think they are? You know what? The little guys are standing up. You cannot do this kind of thing. I will stand up against this trash even if it means I'm standing alone. We absolutely will. This is just sickening. This is disgusting.
Yeah, I just tweeted, tomorrow Ryan and I will be posting a video where we talk about the ignorance and stupidity of Ann Coulter. Hashtag stay strong, Paris. And, so, I think we should finish up this episode now. Because we've been going
all the
for
prayers
40
and all
minutes
the
on
love
her.
to the people of France, to anyone at all affected by the Paris attacks. And we hope that people out there will work as hard as they can to make sure that this kind of thing never happens again, and we can somehow achieve a modicum of world peace. And no, Miss Coulter, that doesn't mean genociding an entire religion.
Did she say that it's a horrible idea to try deporting all, as she put it, Muslims?
Yeah, like,
I would say,
Does she not know anything about Islam at all?
yeah. You
I'm
should,
just gonna say it
if
right
you're gonna
now.
be talking about deporting everything, at least make it about the correct group, because it's the
Yeah,
extremists that's the problem. I'm not.
you're,
It's not the
what you're
whole.
talking about here are jihadists.
Yes,
They are a very, very less than 1% of all Islamic practitioners around the world who take a very, very loosely interpreted version of their religious text too far. That's what this is. You cannot condemn Islam like that. That'd be like saying the Bible says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That means America should have nuked Iraq after the 9/11 attacks. Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense. If you knew anything about Islam, I'm not Islamic. I don't know anyone who is Islamic personally very well. I know of people and I'm acquaintances
I know
with
like
people who are,
2 people.
but I don't like talk to them a lot about faith. That's not really something I'm interested in talking a lot about.
Oh yeah, me too.
But first of all, it's a Christian religion. And just by the way she's talking, this chick's got to be a Christian.
Oh yeah, she has to be. Yeah, I'm
And
surprised it wasn't in her Twitter bio.
like I feel like I shouldn't reveal my religion, but as someone conjunctually related to that branch of faith, I feel sickened. I feel sickened that people like that are out there.
Are you Scientologist?
Yes, I'm a Scientologist. Let's go with that.
It's very related to Christianity, if you didn't know.
That's awesome. Um,
That's the
but it's
first
just,
religion I can think of to shit on
but like
every time.
the connection I'm making here is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are all Abrahamic faiths. They all have the same God, have mostly the same text, especially when it refers to the Hebrew Scriptures or the Old Testament.
Yeah, Torah, law.
Yeah, or whatever it happens to be called. Again, I'm not an expert. I don't know.
And
Just offhand, whatever.
I'm pretty
calls
sure
it.
it's the Torah, unless I'm
Yeah.
completely wrong, and I apologize.
The Torah
for that.
is the law. There are 5 parts of it. It's the books of the law, the prophetic books, the wisdom books, the faith books, and the parables, I think.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Again, not experts here. I'm going to school to become a history professor, so
That's what I should go to school for, but I'm not.
like don't look at me. I can tell you all about the 100 Years' War, but I can't tell you a lot about religion. Okay, I'm
Was
not
the
a
War of
priest.
1812 a war of attrition?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
good.
what this whole thing has been about.
You know, I've asked like 7 people. Sorry about that. That was me. I slammed a door. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you heard that. But I've asked like 7 people if the War of 1812 was a war of attrition, and no one gave me a correct answer. So thank you, history
Yeah.
professor.
I mean, basically all of the Americans' wars with the British were wars of attrition because America was facing a technically superior foe. They had more numbers and more technology, but we had advantage of terrain, basically, and fought a war of attrition.
And we had better tactics during the Revolutionary War, at least.
Oh my god, so much better tactics.
We didn't
Like-
stand in a line and point guns at each other.
And walk up to within accurate range of the musket and just start blazing away until one side was all dead.
Yeah, that pretty much was war before guerrilla tactics.
Yeah.
It was all whoever shot who first won, and then
Yeah.
whoever was able to reload quicker if the other
Yeah.
side didn't kill each other right away.
And it's inaccurate to say Americans invented guerrilla tactics, but that is how we beat the British.
Yes, we
Like, they would
used
come
it
marching-
extensively.
Yes, they would come walking through our towns in their nice, perfect straight lines, marching with poles up their asses, and we would just start taking pot shots from windows, behind trees, behind fences, and just from all directions. And they could all point at one guy and blaze away, and hey, maybe they get him. They got one, and now you all need to reload.
Yeah, we kind of brought guerrilla tactics to the forefront in
To Yeah.
of war tactics. Like, it's existed, but it wasn't something that was used by a major army
Yeah.
yet.
If I'm recalling, and again, still student, so don't expect me to be able to quote all of the world's history off the top of my head just yet.
Adam did it first, right?
Yes, Adam used guerrilla tactics first.
On the snake.
Just...
I've read
God,
the
that's so
Bible.
funny.
God.
And then he pulled out an M240 and blew it away.
And Cain wasn't able to go through with it, and that was a Bible pun, by
Yes,
the way.
that was a sick pun. I was just gonna be like, was that intentional? Because that was baller.
I've used that 4 times and no one's laughed at it, but now I have someone that's amused.
That was good. That's one of the best puns you've probably ever had on this show.
Yeah.
But like,
I want to write a song.
Again, Americans didn't invent guerrilla tactics. It was probably most early used by the North Africans while they were dealing with slavers and coloners.
Yes,
But,
yes, I can see that happening. Because I'm not a history professor. I'm also a student, so don't quote me on anything. But didn't ancient African tribes, well, they're not really ancient, but before colonization, they hunted lions using a shield and a spear, right? And they kind of had to tactic their way to kill it. They didn't just run at it.
And like that's how archery warfare essentially worked. Was if you were going to have a mobile group of archers, they were essentially guerrilla warriors because that was how you didn't get hit by return fire. And only with the invention of gunpowder and guns did Europeans start thinking that walking in straight lines and blazing away like that was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm wondering who the first general that came up with it, what his how he convinced the soldiers to do it. Was he like, okay, everybody, we're gonna walk in a straight line at the enemies?
I've never understood why they thought that was a good idea, because literally how they defeated the Spanish Armada was by having faster, individual, more mobile ships with a greater range of firepower.
Pretty much they would do hit and run kind of style to it.
Exactly. The Spanish had these big, massive galleons, and they were expecting to like be able to grapple and board British ships and have a sword fight on the deck.
Who was the pirate that was promoted to a knight?
Francis Drake.
Yeah.
Yep, Sir Francis Drake, who the king, what was it, like Philip II, I believe, was king of Spain at the time.
Yep, that was.
Wanted Elizabeth to have him executed because he was constantly raiding Spanish ships returning from the Americas, and Elizabeth was like, really? Hey, you're a knight now.
Wasn't
just like,
who was the queen that thought she was like pregnant, but she just had a tumor in her stomach?
Oh, I feel like was that Mary Tudor?
Yes, because I remember they were very close together because Elizabeth was like the sister or something.
Yeah.
And I just barely remember that because I learned that a while ago, so.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think it's been an interesting discussion, but I'm going to put it in the description, and I'm going to tweet about when I'm tweeting about this episode. If you're not interested in talking and hearing us talk about politics, and you just want to hear us make corny jokes and talk about anime,
and
don't watch this episode.
Bad
this isn't for
Bible
you.
And religion jokes this time near the end.
Yeah, this has been basically real talk from us. We don't do real talk very often.
We've broken 2 out of our 3 rules. Now let's talk about Hearthstone.
Now let's talk about Hearthstone. I mean, I don't actually play Hearthstone. Like, I watched a couple people play Hearthstone and was like, I'm sure a lot of people find this game to be really fun, and I mean, I know for a fact they do because there are big tournaments apparently. But I play Magic the Gathering, and I really like Magic the Gathering.
I've played a few rounds of Hearthstone, and I find it pretty fun, but it can be boring if you play it like a round after each other. But I can also find that in any card game, because like if you just keep going and going, it's like, draw this card, play it.
Yeah.
Alright, your turn.
Yep. And like that absolutely can happen with a lot of different things, but like, and I just did not offend anyone. If you like Hearthstone, whatever, that's your thing. I like
it's
to play
a good
Magic
game.
Gathering.
He just hasn't gotten into it. He's just into Magic the Gathering.
I just play a different card. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, sweet, good for you. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh quite a lot, but then
you gotta catch them all with Yu-Gi-Oh, right? That's the one.
Correct. But then, like, no one in my area played it, and there are no tournaments around, so I quit that. Basically, the same thing happened with the Pokemon card game. Now I I mean, speaking of Pokemon, I play the video game competitively, so
Have you ever played a card game of Pokemon?
yes, I have.
Oh, cool. Me too.
I found it to be, and again, opinion, whatever, you can think whatever you want. My opinion doesn't matter for shit. Who am I to tell you what you can and can't like?
The only thing we have any relevance talking about is Ann Coulter.
Yeah, like, well, first of all, does Ann Coulter have any power? Like,
she,
oh, look at my big number of followers. Cool, that doesn't mean
she's
anything.
a New York Times bestseller author.
Because, like, all of her cousins in Alabama probably bought her book. That's probably, like, what, 12,000 of them?
Yeah, her 11 books that she wrote over the last, like, 17 years. Yeah. He's dying.
Oh my god.
He's dying from the stupidity.
Okay. It takes 11 books in 17 years. That's just under a book per year.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can tell they're not very good books.
Sometimes they are, but it depends on, like, the length of book, too.
Very rarely. I can think of one author off the top of my head who pumps books out
Actually, I can think of
a year at a time.
I can.
That are actually really good. Actually, yeah, I can think of two now that you've given me a second. But
who are the authors?
I would say Jim Butcher and Robert J. Crane can do it.
I agree there. I think author of Percy Jackson, who I can't pronounce his last name, but it's Rick.
Rick Riordan.
Riordan.
Yep.
And the author of Ranger's Apprentice. He did that for...
John Flanagan, yeah.
John Flanagan, that's the one.
I would agree with that, absolutely.
Because he did, I think it's 12 books in 12 years. Well, it might have been 11 books in 11 years, and then the 12th book came out like 2 years after. Because he was also writing another series too, which he did.
Yeah. And what helps with literally every series we just mentioned is that all these authors had an already well-established universe and characters.
And also, like, Rick, he wrote the stories just for, I think it was his son or daughter or a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He did it for a kid. As bedtime stories. Percy Jackson came from a bedtime story.
Yeah, that's also how Ranger's Apprentice happened,
Yep.
He told the ruins of Gorland story to have his kid fall asleep to it. And then he was like, this is really good.
Though that's
so
not something I
would
would read to my kid to go to sleep to.
I mean,
the beginning,
I probably might.
But not the end.
Yeah, I mean, the battle with the bear gorillas, I can't remember their name.
Their names start with
a
K. It's hard to pronounce.
Yeah, it was like Kukulkan or something.
Yeah, that's right.
It had multiple Ks.
Yeah.
Also, if you notice my audio has changed, it's because I am moving rooms. Don't worry about it.
It's the KKK.
Yes.
Will fought the KKK. Everybody.
The whole Ranger's Apprentice was an allegory for racism in the early 1800s.
And the main leader of it? Ann Coulter. I brought it all around.
If I saw her taking a selfie with a white hood on, I would just be like, yeah, no, makes sense.
Oh my gosh, did you see the skit done by Markiplier recently?
I don't actually follow Markiplier, so no, I haven't.
He did, it was, son, take off that right now. You're not allowed to be seen in public in that. Camera turns around, it's his son in a KKK outfit, and he's like, it's not a phase, Dad, throws on the KKK hood and runs off. And it goes back to Markiplier, and he's just sitting there crying.
Topical. That's pretty funny. I mean, I did see something pretty similar. Scary Movie 3 was on last night. I don't like the Scary Movie movies. Just, like, putting it out there. Again, whatever your opinion is, I didn't like them, mostly because, first of all, I don't like horror, and these are, like, trying to be funny horror, and failing most of the time, by quite a considerable margin. But, they make that joke, like, the character, I can't even remember his name, is at a club rapping, and he puts his hood on over his toque, and it spikes it up so it looks like he's got a pointed white hat on because he's wearing a white hoodie.
Oh my god.
And everyone in the club, they're all African Americans, turns and looks at him, and he's like still doing his rap, and his buddy taps him on the shoulder, and he's like, dude, lose the hood. I know, man, we're totally in the hood now. No, lose the... And then like someone just like punches him out. God. Anyway, guys, this has been a weird experiment, and probably never going to do something like this again. We try
Unless
and
if
stay away
something
from.
horrific happens and we find someone tweeting stupid shit about it again.
Honestly, if you want to see us basically flame people for this kind of stuff, I guess just follow us on Twitter. We'll probably tweet at people like that. If I see more people like this, I'm calling them out on Twitter.
I usually don't look this up, but I'm going to start doing it when something major happens in the news.
Yeah.
Like a shooting
I'm just
going to
look at my Twitter feed and, like, find these people. I will find the culters of the world.
Oh my gosh, her name sounds like a
individually
cult.
Because it rhymes with cult. It has cult in it.
Yes, but like, it makes so much more sense now that she's the leader of the KKK. She is part of a cult. She is a culter.
I would not be surprised if she has a KKK chapter. Like if she leads a KKK
What if we're
chapter.
just going through her media pictures and it's just a KKK?
No.
That's
She's
her
got,
Halloween costume.
She's gonna have one where she got a swastika tramp stamp.
Actually, I could see that happening.
And before anyone starts saying anything, yes, I know that if you flip the swastika, it is a Buddhist or Hindu. I believe it was Buddhist symbol for peace.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember. Again, religion not my subject. But
Oh my
guess-
god,
I
this
guess-
is an insensitive photo. I'm just going through her media pictures.
we're not even gonna talk about it.
I
We're just gonna call it here.
All
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Let me pull up my recording software so I can turn it off.
Yeah, this has been a weird episode of
Fuck.
Rikaru and Rusty talk about politics.
It,
This is just gonna go up as a bonus episode, topical stuff
if you
that we
want
were
to
talking
know,
about.
this is just to the people watching. If you want to know what I'm looking at, just go to September 7th. She tweeted a photo. It's pretty horrific.
Yeah, I will link her Twitter and our Twitters in
And
the
I
description.
spelled it out twice in the video, so
Yeah.
you can also look it up yourself if we forget.
If you at all have any human decency, call her out on this.
And you can tweet us people like this, and we can.
Yeah, absolutely. If you find people like this is the kind of thing we will absolutely campaign to stop.
Oh yeah, and like this video if we ever find someone as horrific as this, we'll do it again.
Probably will. It'll probably just happen naturally.
Oh yeah, I'll probably accidentally bring it up in like the first 5 minutes of an episode, and then we'll spend
And
an
then
hour talking
I'll
about
look it up, and then we'll spend another hour talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I am literally standing up right now and pacing back and forth in front of my desk.
I've been considering going over and grabbing a drink. My throat is now sore from this constant talking.
Just like, my stomach hurts right now.
I'm just gonna apologize beforehand for the next Ruby episode we do. It won't be the next one that comes out. It'll be the next one. The second Ruby
Yeah.
part.
When you see this, you won't have seen our Ruby series, actually, now that I think about it, since I'm posting this the day after we record it. So now you can know when we were... Well, actually, the day of the recording, considering it's past midnight now.
It's 1 a.m. We did the last hour of this.
Yup. But, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you can look forward to our series on Ruby, and I guess we'll just plug it here real quick.
Yeah, we talked about Ruby now, so...
Yeah, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing all of Ruby. Because the episodes aren't as long as your traditional episodes
the
of
one
anime, they're
episode 4
under 20 minutes.
which is 7 minutes. And
Exactly.
we did one episode that was like... How long?
The first 3 episodes.
Yeah, but how
and it
long
was only
was
like-
one of them? The
I
shortest.
believe the shortest episode is, I think episode 1 is only like 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5-6 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and the whole episode is only like 30 minutes, and that's because we talk a lot.
Yeah, we actually
As
filled
usual.
most of that space with conversation, as we did for this last hour.
Yup.
Now I feel what it's like to be on an actual podcast, where they just talk about news and stuff.
Yeah, this is basically podcasting.
It's basically us just talking about our views, but in a way that doesn't bring up our views. We're just talking about
Are we
this
going to have to make this like a monthly side series
where we just talk about news.
where we just talk about like news and politics?
That would actually be pretty easy to do. Just spend an hour and then...
Yeah, but like I'm not gonna say who, but a guy I follow on YouTube and on Twitch said something that I think is very prudent. We shouldn't let people talk about politics in an open forum who don't have a degree in political analysis.
Oh my god. She practices gun... She conceals carries. She's a shooter. So... if you guys
Probably
planned
can't
on
hit the
robbing her
broadside of a
house...
barn.
if you guys are planning on robbing her house, just know she has a gun, but she probably won't be able to hit you.
It's probably more dangerous to be her holding a gun than be the person she's trying to hit with the gun.
It's a 6-shot revolver, so you have 6 shots to avoid, and then you're all good. I'm
probably
kidding.
holds it
Please
the wrong way.
don't kill her. Or at least
That's not what we're doing here.
at least don't mention me when you do it.
All we want out of this is this kind of
A better world?
idiocy to stop, and for people like this to apologize.
Yeah,
Because this is disgusting.
I wouldn't mind if she just kept her views to herself, didn't mention it, didn't tweet about it.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I wouldn't
you
say
can
anything to her.
Absolutely think whatever you want. That is your opinion. To quote, I believe it was Voltaire, I may not agree with a word you have to say, but I will defend
You're
to the
right.
death
Yeah, you're right
your
to
right
say it.
to say it.
Yep.
Very famous quote. And you can think whatever you want, but you don't have to disseminate that information, your personal views, to a worldwide audience. It's not necessary. It's just, and especially if your views are toxic like this, then you are creating a toxic environment, and it's just not something I really think this world can afford right now.
Correct. Especially the day of the attack. Gosh.
Just disgusting.
Too soon.
Anyway,
Too soon.
any time at all for this kind of trash is too soon.
Well, people make 9/11 jokes now. Well, they won't be making them now, but...
Yeah, like, I play Cards Against Humanity, and, like, I've made some pretty terrible jokes in that game. It's the party game for terrible people. But I don't then go and tweet all of this like it's my actual opinion.
Oh yeah, we don't believe in anything Cards Against Humanity says. We just find it funny.
We just find it amusing, often in a very cringy way.
In that context,
holy
we
crap, that
wouldn't
would be so awful to actually say, and that's kind of what makes it funny.
We wouldn't find it amusing if we found a news story that had, like, the Cards Against Humanity in real life happening. Then I would not find the Jew Juicer hilarious.
If that happened, like the card you just mentioned, if someone, like, killed people that way...
Yeah, and called it that. It's like
we
graffitied it on the side of a wood chipper.
We wouldn't do anything of the sort.
Correct.
Alright, guys. This is Animaster Rikaru and Rusty signing off. We'll see you next time.
Have a good day.